So it's really weird. And it was really weird today because today was my last day of work at the University of Utah.
Yeah.
And having worked there, specifically in that department for the past 12 years and the university for the past 15 years, it just, I don't know, it was just kind of surreal. I don't know if you've done this where you've worked at a job for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's separating, saying goodbye to the routine, right?
Yeah, right.
And having gone in there, for the most part of every day for the past 12 years, minus 2 years because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of surreal today going in for the last commute, saying goodbye to the people that it's the everyday people that really kind of made me emotional.
Well, as it should. Yeah.
No, but it was really interesting. I was doing kind of okay until the UPS guy came in.
Careful there, Mr. Rogers.
And I had to say goodbye to Gary.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got emotional, and I did start kind of crying a little bit.
Oh, Gary brought that out?
Josh, that makes sense. You've been there a long time. I mean, Kent, how long have you been at your job? Your current one?
Almost 6 years now.
Almost 6 years at my current job. I think we started at the same time.
I think so.
August?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
So you've been there longer than Kent and I have been in our jobs combined. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to say goodbye to my current workplace, I mean, I know I have stuff on the side, but I would be absolutely devastated saying goodbye to those people. They've kept me there. I've had other opportunities, and the people have kept me there.
Like, is it the people or is it the routine, like you were saying? Is it just been like your
kind of
day-to-day life, or is it just a mix of both? Or do you hate the people? Do you hate the people, Josh?
No, I don't. I don't hate the people at all. I will say that the nature of the work, right? I've especially, I mean, my personality better than both of you know my personality really well.
Unfortunately,
I'm more of the thanks. I'm more the creative type, and so for me, I really thrive in change. I thrive in a high pace environment. A lot of that is because of the ADHD and all of that, and so for me, the work got very difficult for me to sit down and focus on more so, and it just didn't become very rewarding, right? As it used to be,
right?
And so being able to go into a field where it's more marketing, it's more graphics, it's more high pace, it's changing constantly, is something that is just right down my alley, and I'm thrilled for that change. But it is the people. I'm very much a people person, as both of you know as well, and so it was really hard to say goodbye to coworkers that I've been working with for the past for most of them 8 years. And so saying goodbye was kind of surreal in a way, and it was weird, but it was specifically Gary, and saying goodbye to the UPS guy. That was so weird because I'm sitting there and I'm saying goodbye to him. I'm getting a little emotional, and I'm like, Gary, like, I just realized I don't even know your last name.
Oh, yeah.
I've known him for the past 12, actually almost 15 years, because he worked most of the campus. I never knew his last name until today. And I won't lie, it kind of felt like it was a part of that finale.
End of a sitcom.
Like the series finale, right? At the end of the sitcom where you find that one thing, like Home Improvement, right? When Wilson shows his whole face or whatever it is.
Or it's like How I Met Your UPS Guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Another spinoff coming soon. Sure. I mean, that's kind of sweet that you're able to acknowledge someone that you've been kind of working through and with all of the time, and someone that's kind of like the white noise of people, right? But you acknowledged him, you got emotional, and you're like, hey, this is the last time we're doing this.
Yeah.
What's your last name? Yeah.
The weird part is,
no idea.
When we get to the spin-off of this, Josh's spin-off sitcom, the Frasier to his Cheers, He's going to get to his new office, and guess who's going to be the UPS guy?
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be great?
Oh, well, you do need another great side character, and I think Gary's that guy.
I would cry the first day if that was the case. Yeah.
And he'll be complaining about Maris all the time. Frasier reference? Does anyone get a Frasier reference?
Yeah.
No, my wife is listening right now and totally gets it. She loves Frasier. I never got into it because it seemed too intellectual. And I think I messed up that word, so that doesn't really bode well for me.
No, I think you got it. I think you're good. No, I stay at jobs because of people. Like sometimes, work is work, and you're like, ugh. But it's because of your team, which is why the pandemic was so weird, because I'm like, I love being at home, but I stay at jobs because of people. And now what? And, now being mostly back at work, I'm like, hey, everybody.
You've
let's
got
go
your
to
work
lunch,
husband, Joel.
Yeah.
And you can't leave Joel, so...
Oh, never. I mean, he and I have worked together at 2 jobs. Legitimately, Josh, if I were to... I mean, the first time I was pulled away from that job because I was like part of a mass layoff at a previous job he and I had. And I had only worked there 4 years, but it was really, really rough. Granted, it was involuntary. But now I'm working with Joel again, and I'm like, it would be hard to like go do my own thing and leave this because it's just so comfortable to have like a close friend or close friends that you work around.
He's a whoopee.
He's a whoopee. Oh, no. He enables me.
I don't know if he enables you or you enable him because he is solid, responsible. He's a family man. And then you are the poor influence. You're trying to get him to move to Vegas on a whim.
I would do something like that. I would be like, disregard your entire family and your loved one specifically and move to another state for us.
And you can get employment overnight. Yeah. Usually, if you're going to get employment overnight in Vegas, you're selling something.
Did you say loved one or loved 21s?
Loved one. Forever 21s. Yeah.
Because he's got like 21 loved ones.
Oh, Joel? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know how far this inside joke is going, Spencer. Okay? You've lost me.
It's a
and you've lost the
crossover.
audience.
Exactly.
I don't know what inside joke you're talking about. I was talking about Joel.
But Josh, tell me this: when you left the job, obviously it's kind of weird they gave you the 2 weeks because generally, if I've quit and I'm like, cool, here's my 2 weeks, they're like, and see you later, And I feel like that's kind of standard practice. Clearly, they probably wanted your skills and to pass them on and whatnot because they had you do the 2 weeks, right?
Well, yes and no. I did give them the 2 weeks, but the new position that I'm in wanted me to start July 2nd, which was essentially a week and a half. But honestly, I think it worked really well because if I had to stay like 2 more days or whatever, it would have just been kind of...
You would have had nothing to do.
Yeah, I would have had nothing to do. And I think just a baptism by fire of training the person that's replacing me, or I've had about 2 or 3 people that have been replacing me, or the things that I've done. A baptism by fire sometimes is the best way to learn. Some.
It's so true.
Some things. So I tried to pass
congratulations.
on as much of that, but yeah. So.
I wish for your sake you took 2 weeks to yourself. Like, I generally need a week or 2 between jobs so I can kind of go, earn staycation. And now, let's do this again.
Well, you've got a great point. It does feel good to take time off between jobs.
Yeah.
Especially when you're completely burned out of one job. When I switched from one online university to a community college job, I took 2 weeks off. Mostly because I turned in my 2 weeks and then 2 hours later, security escorted me out of the building.
I love it. Yeah, right?
That's awesome.
And I'm like... You're still going to pay me, right? Yeah. Cool. Which way to the exit?
It's not going to be that bad because it's. I mean, I start on the 2nd and then I have the 4th off.
Yeah.
And so it's not going to.
It's kind of like starting
difficult.
School and you have the next day off and you're like, I still don't know anyone. Yeah.
And then I work remote on Fridays during the summer, so it's not that
lunchtime.
bad.
Friend lunch.
Game. Now that I actually,
I like it. We're planning a friend lunch, and the audience just has to listen to us talk about our friend lunch. Maybe we'll give a report on where we go. Who knows? Maybe it'll be delicious. Maybe not.
Ooh,
maybe it'll be McDonald's.
Maybe we could. Hey, maybe we could make that a contest. It's come to lunch.
No, listen. Last time we had a contest, the person who won didn't even claim their wings. We were willing to take them to get free wings. No one claimed it.
Hey, we can go get wings for this lunch. We just got to get rid of these
I'm mad
wings.
that we haven't got wings.
I'm mad we haven't gotten wings. But no, Kent, here's the contest, okay? And
okay, I'm
legit
listening.
Listeners, we are throwing this out on the fly. We're going to go have lunch, and we will pay for the first people that find us having lunch.
Ooh.
Are we going to do like a Where in the World is the Other show?
Yeah, but we're in the Wasatch Front.
Wait, are we going to give clues? We got to give clues.
No.
Actually, that's a... I like
we'll
that
be eating
idea.
lunch at 11:30 on a Friday somewhere between Hooper and South Jordan.
It's going to be
it's got to be.
It's going to be Burger Bar.
No, yeah, and that's what I was going to say. We got to give a clue that's like, you'll find us at a bar, but we won't be drinking. Ha ha ha! And then people are like, it's Burger Bar. You win. Come to Burger Bar.
Jokes
on
you.
I'm so excited about this.
We're at
podcast now.
Hogswallow.
I actually like this idea. We'll have to. Obviously, we need to flesh this out. Flesh or flush?
Flesh.
Flush it out.
I'm saying flesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But take it easy. We just got an E.
Yes, we did. We'll have to flush this out a little bit, but I think that's a good idea. Like one of these future Fridays, we'll get like maybe on Thursday or maybe the episode before. We'll give you the clue, and then you'll have to come find us at like noon.
How about this? Hey, we're going to court, but we didn't break the law. And then we're at a food court. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah. But no, anyway, I don't even know where to go from there.
Now I'm trying to think
you completely ruined the show, Kenny.
Guys, we should start over. My energy was off.
Kenny's, I'm trying to one up Kent's pun there, but I just can't. That was so bad.
To kind of change this,
you're trying to one up the bad thing.
Okay, I'm just gonna like forcefully change the topic on here because
sure, go ahead. Yeah,
tomorrow, as of this airing, tomorrow is the 4th of July. So
yeah,
I think we should make this a little patriotic. Fireworks are a great, huge thing on the 4th of July, obviously, but I have a bone to pick with the City of Taylorsville. They have, first off, I have to say, I absolutely love Taylorsville Dayzz fireworks. Probably the best display of fireworks in the state of Utah. Like, I'm not even joking. Wow. Like, as far as it comes to community events, right? Because nothing's going to really beat Stadium of Fire.
Yeah, Tomato Days.
What is it? Just a bunch of, it's probably just like a box full of like stink bombs or whatever.
No, it's Hooper Tomato Days. We have a rodeo.
Do you throw moldy tomatoes at people?
No.
Then why do you even celebrate?
Fun.
Yeah,
we have carnival. Yeah, we have carnival ride. No, we don't. We have blow up rides, and we have
rides,
food trucks, and a tractor show.
No, but hey guys,
and we have a cow pie grid.
Hope you can catch up. Okay, we'll see you at Tomato Days. I just tell people where we are.
That will be the last clue.
I don't really want to go to Tomato Days. I won't lie.
I hate tomatoes. They're gross.
Yeah, they're not good. But anyway, Taylorsville Days.
Okay. Taylorsville Days. Go on. Fireworks awesome. Sure.
Absolutely the best. And I think I complained about this last year a little bit because as great as the fireworks are, the music really, really lacks. Like to the point of, because with fireworks, especially with the music, you've got to have the perfect playlist, right? Especially when it's around the 4th of July and everything, playing the classics like Neil Diamond, America,
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta have
Lee
some
Greenwood.
Bruce. Yeah, Lee Greenwood,
America.
Bruce Springsteen. What else is there? A number
Celine
of
Dion.
these. There was
American
Celine
classic Celine Dion.
So no, but seriously, they played like Celine Dion. They played Beauty and the Beast during
What?
Yep. No, that makes sense.
like no joke. Beauty and the Beast.
Like the animated version, or like the Peebo Bryson one, or Luther Vandross?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
matter.
one's Angela Lansbury.
No, it's not
But
the
it doesn't matter.
Angela.
It is
Lansbury.
American. That is American. Beauty and the Beast is set in France and is about the emancipation and freedom of one person from another. And who was our biggest ally in 1776? France. Patriotism.
Whatever. But they had Taylor Swift.
He makes a good point.
America's
Taylor
sweetheart.
Swift. But it wasn't even It wasn't even an upbeat Taylor Swift song. And then they also played the LOVE song. The L is for the way you look at me. I'm like, what is this? Like, what are they trying to do? And it just
Do you not love your country?
No, come on, stop it. It's just crap. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what? We should make our own playlist, like firework playlist, the other show firework playlist. So you can take it with wherever you go. So whenever, especially if you go to Taylorsville Days for fireworks, just drown out the music, listen to your playlist while you're enjoying the fireworks. Because I think collectively, between the three of us, we could come up with a playlist that is slapping. So what do you say? Do you think we should make?
They don't say slapping. They don't say slapping.
Bussin'?
Yeah, it's bustin'.
Bussin'
No,
or
it's
bussin' or
bussin'.
bussin'?
BUSSIN.
Listen, Josh, it's a great idea, and I think the two of you would do a great job at compiling songs for this playlist for everyone to enjoy.
What's wrong with you? You're not American, or is it because you're dating a Canadian?
It's 'cause
Oh
he's
my
dating a Canadian.
gosh!
By the way, will you
No.
will you let your girlfriend know that I wish her a happy Canada Day? Because today,
I
as
did.
of we're recording, but
Yeah.
no, from me, because I'm like a quarter Canadian.
But okay. Josh says Happy Canada Day.
Mhm.
They don't really celebrate anything. I think we celebrate here in America CANADAY more than they do. CANADAY. I just called it CANADAY. That's what I
You
just
said it-
did.
you did
Why
call
is
it
it not called
CANADAY.
CANADAY?
Said it like a lazy American.
CANADAY.
Canada Day.
Canada,
No, listen, Josh. I helped on a playlist on Baconsale for 4th of July, and I was laughed out of the building. So my choices were, the kids weren't ready for it yet. I'll just say that.
What are you talking about? Most of them ended up on my 4th of July playlist.
Oh, respect. That's because I choose like movie scores or my chem.
Yeah.
You could literally listen to How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack and have
To
a great
anything.
4th of July.
To anything. But that
Yeah.
falls under, I think the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack fits anything. But it falls into what Josh is saying. It's not patriotic enough.
No.
Because it's Vikings and epic, and I need something better.
No, the thing is it doesn't have to all be patriotic, right?
Mhm.
It needs to be somewhat patriotic on some patriotic songs, but you also need some summer hits, like songs that you would be listening to during the summer or during your summer barbecue. Not, Disney songs and not this. I mean, Disney fireworks are great, but that's not the 4th of July fireworks. Or when you're listening to the other showman, and not even the good songs. Like,
Not the greatest showman, but the other showman. He's
Did I
not
say-
the greatest.
did I say the other showman?
He's yeah, you did. We have a title for the episode, The Other Showman.
Yes, we do.
This is the other show. Oh. I think we have an intro. Oh my goodness.
I think
just
we
got
do
excited.
too. But seriously, like, they didn't even use that song, right? In the greatest
A million
showman.
dreams. Da, da, da.
Yes.
The other showman would have 1,000 dreams that I have had. Yeah.
Seriously though, like, it's just you need a really good tight, fun firework playlist. And I guess Spencer and I will make one. That we
I don't think
I'll put
Spencer
it out
is
there.
involved either, Josh. I think this is on you.
No, I was actually pulling this up. I already have one.
Oh, you already have
I'm
one.
just going to list off
Okay.
some of the
Go on.
the best ones because, like you said, you don't want all American because apparently Josh is not an American and he's not a patriot.
Oh, come on. Wait, you can't flip the script like that.
I can, but no, you're right. You do need some like Beach Boys on there, like Salt Lake City
Mhm.
by the Beach Boys,
Yes.
or
Yes.
Chicken Fried by the Zach Brown Band, Eye of the Tiger, Survivor, Life is a Highway, Kids in America. But my favorite, and this is going to be the one that I'm going to recommend to everybody. I told you this one, Kent, and it did not make your Baconsale list, and it would have been beloved by all if it had, was a cover of Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue by Matt Basler.
I forget it, but it's probably great.
Do you want to sample?
Sure, as long as it's
Yeah,
under
we're gonna
15
give you a-
seconds.
I mean, this is going to sound really great, Spencer.
Oh, it'll be under 15 seconds. As soon as I learn how to use my phone.
Yeah.
American guys will always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see old glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay
Yeah,
down.
15 seconds right there.
Here's why I like it, because Mannheim Steamroller is playing the backing,
Mhm.
and I appreciate them.
Yeah, it's
Why doesn't Mannheim Steamroller have an Independence Day album?
Ooh, Trans-Siberian. Oh, because it's Siberia.
Well, but no, Mannheim Steamroller. Who wins in a fight between Mannheim Steamroller and Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
That sounds like a Baconsale episode.
Okay, yeah, maybe we should save it for that. Oh, I love this so much.
Save it for Baconsale.
Auditioning for episode 501.
Hey, speaking of the 4th of July, we actually have a guest.
Okay, we've got a really special guest here. They claim that they're a firefighter, but they've got a mohawk and no mustache. And if it wasn't for the hat, I wouldn't believe them. So
Listen.
I'd like to introduce our friend, Fire Them John.
No.
Wait, what? I don't like the sound of that. Hold on.
Fire person John.
Firefighter.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
It sounds more like a warrior. He fights fires.
He's
John
a
that fights
warrior.
fires. Yeah, right? Dress for action. Hey,
Hang on, my
Firefighter
dog
John,
is
thanks
like
for...
shaking his collar back here. Hang on.
It's all right. Spencer taps the desk all the time.
Yeah.
I do. Nervous energy.
Hey, so we were complaining about Taylorsville days. Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
By the way, this is show and tell for just us, not anyone listening.
Yeah. Oh, look.
But, okay,
who's
what's
a
your dog's
good
name?
Boy.
This is Max.
Okay.
This is the dog Max.
Oh,
Juno,
He's
I got a new
he's,
friend.
he's a rescue dog.
he has a better beard than
Oh.
all of us here.
Honestly.
Look at that beard. I'm jealous.
I haven't seen a beard this big since they closed the sun trap.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my lazy dog to get up and make new friends, but she's asleep.
This is what we do. Zoom calls with dogs.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
actually,
Well, I mean,
we should.
Welcome to the other
We
show and
invite
tell.
firefighters. We invite firefighters on the show to tell us fire safety tips and cool stories, and then we show off dogs. That's what we do.
I'm not very good at telling stories. It's just not in my bloodline. We're
Sure. Likely story.
Mhm.
No embellishments whatsoever. Hey, so we were just
None.
complaining about Taylorsville Dayzz with 2 Z's, like their Utah sports team. And Josh was complaining about the music. Before we get into fire safety tips, what kind of song should be played during a fireworks show?
I mean, he's a firefighter, not a DJ.
Sure, sure.
yeah, I know nothing about music whatsoever.
Yeah,
If I were to DJ a fireworks,
sure.
well, let's see. Coming to
Yes.
America is
Yeah.
always
Okay,
Neil Diamond.
we're on the
That's
same
always
page.
Firework, Katy Perry.
Okay.
Let's see. I always throw in some extra fire songs, so like original Fire from Audio Slave.
Oh, love it. Okay.
And then you got to keep people guessing. So throw in some Milli Vanilli, or maybe like some House of Pain.
Okay.
Just kind of keep people on their toes. Make sure that in that lull right there in the middle of the fireworks show,
Bodies hit the floor,
and then you bring them right back with like "Shake It Off," right? Because everybody loves Taylor Swift. So
Okay.
See, Josh,
and then you do some jazz hands, and then you go home.
Okay, what's our big closer though? What's the final song?
Final song is always God, I was all in firefighter mode. Now you've got me guessing.
I know, right?
Let's see. ROCK in the USA, John Mellencamp.
Ooh.
That's always a big one.
That is a good one. And that was on the playlist.
But the grand finale, I don't know. You know what? I've got my...
Okay. Hey, while you're looking stuff up, I have a really serious question to ask you that has nothing to do with the 4th of July.
Okay.
Mannheim Steamroller or Trans-Siberian Orchestra? Choose one.
Trans-Siberian.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's fine.
Why?
And
Why?
who wins in
I mean, listen,
who wins in a fight?
I grew up in a Mannheim Steamroller home, so...
Anybody that brings fire to the stage, like you give me some bottle rockets in the Mannheim Steamroller, maybe. but Trans-Siberian likes to blow shit up, so
Okay, fine.
I mean, the firefighter would say anybody that brings fire to the stage. I mean, it makes sense. It keeps him employed.
Kind of my jam.
True.
Yeah. Okay, and so let's get to the topic, I suggest, even though we like our tangents here. Firefighter Jon, I mean, if you want to give us some basic safety tips, or if you want us to just throw questions at you, because we're just kind of bringing you here willy-nilly, so, also putting you on the spot.
This was in no way prepared.
Not at all.
You did come dressed, so...
I feel like, should I turn this way? I feel like it's like, okay, now I feel that's a little better.
No, Once
Now
again,
you're horizontal for us.
everyone, he's sideways.
Yes, he is. Another aspect
This is going
of the
well.
other show and tell.
Okay. No, go ahead. Yeah, so the fire safety tips are very, very basic. We learned them all in the first grade, right? Stop, drop, and roll. That's a good one. The switching into firefighter mode. The best way to fight a fire is to prevent a fire, right? So most fires can be stopped with a single cup of water. So if you can stop the fire before it starts, that's great. But once it starts, if you can get it fast enough, it shouldn't take very much water.
Okay.
But it's when it gets beyond that it gets out of control and people start, losing their minds. So if you can kind of just look around the house and say, these are the kind of things that the light's driving me crazy. I'm sorry, my AD is just driving me crazy. Hang on a second.
We can always edit things.
I can't work like this. Hang on. You know what I'm gonna do? Hang on.
This isn't live radio. We can always edit things out.
Oh, yeah.
Can you?
Oh, yeah, it's the magic of podcasting.
You wouldn't know it.
Let's see. I'm gonna go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go downstairs. My kid's going to bed too, so I'm gonna bring the dog and I'm gonna go downstairs and we're gonna talk about fire safety. Come on.
This feels strangely dirty. We're gonna go to the basement and talk about. This
fine.
is what my neighbor invited me to do, and I ran away.
Welcome to the dungeon. I live down here with my marbles. Okay. So. That's much better.
Ironically,
Son of
there's more lights downstairs.
Hope that's not ruined.
Did Pennywise just drop? Was that Pennywise?
This has just been a comedy of errors tonight. Can I just tell you?
Hopefully, it wasn't anything valuable that fell down. I don't know, given to you by the band or.
My friend Dave Grohl gave me this. Hang on.
Yeah, you dropped Pennywise.
Ooh.
Big names like Pennywise.
Right?
Falling all over the place.
Come on, I'm a fan. Okay.
So let me start over. So the best way to fight a fire is to prevent a fire, right? That's what we tell all the kids in first grade, and really, it takes about 40 years to make it stick. As adults, we're still trying to learn the basics.
Sure.
So obviously, look around the house. Before the fire starts, decide what could burn, decide what will burn, and decide how to get out should something bad start to happen, right?
Okay.
So you look around and you're like, okay, there's a pile of old oily rags sitting by the furnace. That's a fire hazard. Maybe I should move those. Pretty basic.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now I'm out of breath. This is the real reason I didn't want you guys to have me on. It had nothing to do with movies. It was all about me being a shitty podcast host.
He's so self-conscious. It's so funny. The angle's not right. You know, nobody can see you, John, right?
What? This is just for. I thought you were like putting this on the internet.
No, we're just chatting.
Oh. You made me put the hat on.
For our entertainment.
Listen, we're going to snip this. We're going to make it look good or sound good. It's fine.
No,
okay,
it's called the other show and tell. Like, we show and tell everything on a podcast that nobody can see. So,
okay. Right. Where were we? Where were we? Let's get back on track.
Okay. How about you guys just ask me some questions and then we'll.
So, with fireworks safety, what are you mentioned in your home? You know, look for oily rags and things like that to avoid fires in the home. But with fireworks, what should I look for in a good place to light off fireworks or to not light off fireworks?
Right. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're buying your fireworks legally. So everybody loves to drive to Wendover and buy those fireworks. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. Most of them that you're going to buy there are overpriced, and they do the same stuff that the fireworks here will do. And the ones that don't, you're going to end up paying way too much for. And it's really not worth the risk of having them confiscated, having yourself fined or put in jail. And it's really not worth burning your neighborhood down. And people think it doesn't happen, right? People say, oh, that's not going to happen. My agency, and we're in a rural neighborhood, right? Like, we're a very small department in Tooele County. And we've already done 13 fireworks-related fires.
What?
This year.
Wow.
Fireworks have only been on sale for a week. So
is it the fireworks, the one, like the dog that kind of poops? Like the pooping firework one?
It's always the dog that poops, Josh. That's the one that starts all the problems.
I knew it. I saw those fireworks and I'm like, that firework is up to no good. That's going to start a forest fire.
One of the myths that people love to cling to is that, well, if they're selling fireworks, they must be safe. And that legal to sell fireworks and legal to use fireworks are two very, very different things. So the ability to sell fireworks is a whole lot different than the burden of law, right? So they're like, what? I'm just selling a firework. It's no problem there. It's the person lighting it who's going to start the fire. The burden of responsibility is all on them. So you want to make sure that if you're the one, lighting fuse and getting away, that you're the one that has done your due diligence. You've made sure that your fireworks are legal in that area. They've been purchased this year. If you've been storing your fireworks for any amount of time, they are not safe to use and should be disposed of immediately.
No. Well, I've always been told to keep a 2-year supply.
Yeah, they don't age.
That's food storage.
Like
that's
wine.
Food storage, Spencer.
I don't know. I saw Josh's face look utterly shocked when I said that.
I'm like, I've got a lot of stuff to burn, to get rid of.
You did mention...
No, if you're disposing of fireworks, what you want to do is you want to soak them in water for 24 hours and then throw them in the trash.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
But when you're lighting your fireworks, right? So if you've gotten to that point where you're like, okay, I've got my brand new set of sparklers and ground flowers, I'm ready to light the fireworks. Okay. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got either a running garden hose nearby or a fire extinguisher. You have a bucket of water to put your spent fireworks in once they've been used, and you want to have a first aid kit nearby just in case. Because you don't want to be running through the house like I just was a minute ago, trying to sort this out when poor Terry is on fire.
Right.
So.
Didn't back up fast enough.
Do you recommend, is there, I don't know what you call it, but not a launcher, but there's like a chute or something like that. Do you recommend something that would actually aim up Because sometimes fireworks.
Anything that you need anything that you're lighting off that would require that is against the law.
Okay. So good to know.
Everything in Utah should be self-contained.
Go soak your fireworks in water, Kenny.
Yeah.
Listen, we know a lot about soaking fireworks here in Utah.
We're not in Provo. Yeah, we're not in Provo. We don't need to soak our fireworks until after we've used them, okay?
Listen, I won't follow that up.
The other thing that you want to make sure of is okay, if that firework were to tip over, is it going to shoot towards the inside of a garage? Is it going to shoot into dry grass? Is it going to shoot onto a baby stroller? I don't know. You want to make sure not just what's around the immediate area of the shower of golden sparkles, but you want to make sure that if something were to go wrong and that firework tips over, you want to make sure that it's not shooting into a crowd full of nuns or something like that.
You wouldn't recommend, I live in a rural area as well,
right?
Aiming my fireworks at the field of dry grass full of goats.
Yeah, that's bad.
Goats are the worst. Goats are, they're from hell.
We're worried about catching fire, not the gas.
I saw the flammable goats one year at Warped Tour. They were awful. They're a terrible band.
Now, you mentioned don't buy your fireworks in Wendover, but Evanston, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy your fireworks in the state of Utah.
Okay.
Any firework purchased outside of the state of Utah is illegal.
Okay. And one thing I've noticed, and it's
lighting them goes. Oh, no, I'll let Kent go, because his question is probably way better than mine.
It sure isn't. Now, I've noticed only maybe in the past 5, maybe 10 years that above a certain point, if there are mountains or hills near you, they don't let you go above a certain elevation. Is that new, or am I just noticing it now?
No, that's always been there.
Okay.
2 reasons for that. One, the higher you go in the elevation, the thicker the vegetation, right?
Okay.
And the harder it is for us to get water to those areas. Yeah. Should there be a fire,
right?
So we can't drive the fire truck, up, to Mount Timpanogos and put out a fire. We got to hike it up there.
Yeah.
Most of the fires that I end up actually fighting are wildland fires, which are kind of awesome because you sounds cool when you say that, but kind of suck because when you're the one doing it, it really sucks.
Okay.
Because you're basically up there in the middle of nowhere, and the only thing you have to put out the fire is a shovel. So if somebody's out there, lighting fireworks off at 10,000 feet, and they set a bunch of quakies or aspens or any of those thick juniper trees that you have in the West Desert, those can go up and dry out very, very quickly. Especially like this year. Everybody's thinking that because in 2024 we're not in a drought. Oh my gosh, the drought's over. We had a lot of moisture, as we like
moisture.
To say
we're so thankful for it.
We're so thankful for the moisture we've received.
Pray too hard for
it. The problem is that with that moisture comes a lot of new vegetation, a lot of grass, a lot of what we call light flashy fuel. And when that stuff burns, it doesn't burn very high, but it burns really fast and tends to travel along the ground at about 15 miles per hour. So
that's faster than I run.
The heat, it's faster than everybody runs, unless you're a cheetah.
So Josh can outrun it.
Josh is a runner.
I'm not that fast though.
Was that the Party in the Back podcast?
Yeah, Party in the Back,
nice
because
plug.
I'm one of the last runners.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't need to be faster than Josh.
That's right. And it's pretty easy.
I don't think the fire cares.
Or the bear.
So here's my question. Speaking of where you can light fireworks, there's lots of rules or rumors that go around about how many days before and how many days after each holiday you can light fireworks. What is the actual rule? When can I start lighting fireworks, and when's my last day to light them?
Generally speaking, week of, right? The midnight, 11:59, the night of July 5th is always the cutoff date. As far as the go date, it can vary anywhere from July 3rd to July 1st. This year, it's July 3rd to July 5th. You're allowed to light fireworks. But the state of Utah just put out what's called a phase 1 restriction. on all open flames. So that includes fireworks, campfires, welding torches, even smoking outside of city limits. If you're outside of your car, is banned, punishable by $1,000 months in jail.
Jeez.
So there's fireworks in most all rural areas in the state of Utah. So that's everywhere in Tooele County that's not inside of city limits. That's everywhere in Salt Lake, Davis, Weber, Cache, Wasatch counties, Box Elder counties, all gone, unless you're in an city limits.
Okay, but here's the real question: what's the time limit between you being considered a true American patriot or a jerk for blowing off fireworks like way too late?
What's the line? Is that what you're asking?
What's the line?
So we're asking what's the law, and then what's the punk
law? The law is 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Common decency is like, hey man, there's kids asleep. My dog is freaking out. Don't be a dick. Sorry, I got suspended when I said that word.
You won't be suspended.
We can bleep it out here.
I'd say 8 p.m. is probably the start time because it's dark. You're not freaking people out when they're out walking their dogs, getting ready for the nighttime. When it's dark, close to July 4th, people expect to hear and see fireworks.
Yeah.
And probably cut off at about 10:15 so that people can go to bed and get up and go to work. Friday is still a work day for most of America. So, be respectful of your neighbors, man. Nobody cares that you're launching aerials at 11:55. We've all seen fireworks before. Nobody cares. Put the can of Bud Light down. Go put the lighter away, and you can light fireworks on Pioneer Day with the rest of it.
I disagree with you there. I don't normally push back against experts and professionals.
You want to drink your Bud Light at all times. Yeah.
No, I am gonna take use my constitutional right to take the 5th if I have the 4th.
What? No, see, that's not bad.
That was so bad. John left.
I'm out of here. I can't work like this.
Wait, is it the same rules of Pioneer Day? Is it the 2 days kind of intersecting? Or I guess the 23rd through the 25th that we can light fireworks?
It'll be the same for Pioneer Day as it is 4th of July. And then there's also Chinese New Year and or as they call it nowadays, Lunar New Year.
Okay. All right.
And actual Gregorian New Year.
I feel like people are making up holidays just so we can light off fireworks.
Which, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Light off fireworks in the wintertime, all you like.
Yeah.
We should light off fireworks every weekend in the wintertime when it's cold and wet.
Thanksgiving.
When it's 1,000 degrees outside and it's been like 0% humidity for 8 weeks. And they're like, hey, I've been drinking all day. Let's start something on fire. This is great.
Now, can you give us like the demographic for the people that are generally guilty of starting firework fires? Like,
or will that get us canceled?
Are we talking teen boys? Are we talking dads that just want to prove themselves to the neighborhood? Grandmas? Like, you tell us.
It depends on which John you're asking.
We're asking firefighter John.
Sure, the professional one.
Firefighter John is gonna answer and say, all of us are guilty.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm gonna talk to my bishop.
Okay, now I want to know. I mean, since you deal with fire and fireworks and all of that, what are some of the most common injuries, or what is the coolest injuries that you've seen due to fireworks?
Cool. Okay. No, this is a great one. I always tell this when I'm talking to people, when we stop people when they're lighting fireworks. I'm like, okay, hold out both of your hands.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And count to.
I'm show and tell over here.
I'll do it too. Here we go.
Count to 8.
Okay.
1.
And then tell me which 2 are left. And decide which 2 of those you're willing to lose.
Oh, could you imagine if it's your 2 middle fingers?
Yeah, right.
You got the lucky finger over 7.
No, there was before I was a firefighter, I took my nephew. We went fireworks shopping, and we were at one of like the TNT stands in front of a Harmon's. And I was joking. They're like, hey, how you doing today? I'm like, well, I still got all my fingers, so life's good. And I looked down. kid you not, she had 2 fingers on one hand and 3 fingers on the other.
Oh no! Oh no!
Like,
Foot in mouth.
And I probably wouldn't have noticed, except she didn't laugh at my corny joke, and so I knew there was something wrong. But that joke's hilarious. Like, I told that, and she did not laugh. So I'm like, oh, something's wrong. So I look down, and I'm like, yep, that's to be expected.
No discounts that day.
No discounts.
But the weird thing is, your fireworks only cost $5 because that's as high as they could count.
Wow. So, Firefighter Jon, now that you have fought fires based on firework danger and all that, do you buy fireworks yourself?
No, absolutely not. I hate fire.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. I grew up in a family, we loved fireworks growing up.
Mm-hmm.
We would come up with ever inventive ways to light them off and be ever so destructive with them. We'd cut up our fireworks and we'd create new, more dangerous versions of the fireworks. But now that I have seen what fireworks can and will do up close for going on 6 years now, I don't like fireworks. I don't like them at all.
Yep.
Well,
neither. And people call me un-American because I think they're overrated.
Well, it's because you're dating a Canadian.
Hey,
that's why.
By the way,
FBI's watching you, Kim.
Tell her Happy Canada Day for me.
It's Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
Right, exactly.
Canada for Canada. Did she not tell you that?
No.
Where's she from in Canada? Is she from Regina?
I wish. Regina.
It's my Saskatoon.
All right. Well, Firefighter Jon, we know that firefighters have to get up really early to make those donuts. So we'll go ahead and let you go. But thank you so much for jumping on the show with us.
Thanks for your patience, boys. Yeah. I know that I made you change your days, and then I made you wait, and then I made you wait some more, and then I made you wait.
Oh, wait. What was your surprise movie? We need to hear about your surprise movie.
So, no, we went and saw, so they were doing the surprise movie.
Yeah.
And it was Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh, I haven't even seen that.
It's the new Scarlett Johansson Channing Tatum movie that is not at all based.
Okay.
So, yeah. I can see why they were, it was a good show, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But, Mike, did that really happen? I'm like, no, honey. No. That's not how the ending was. That's not at all what really happened.
Right.
If only
somebody
out there that could tell me how they market movies and how they make movies and how much it costs, how much they need to spend marketing a movie for how much it costs to make.
I know, right?
I wish somebody could explain that to me several thousand times.
With no experience whatsoever.
I'm really mean tonight. I'm catty.
I know. Hey, that's us. We usually put our meanness behind a paywall, but tonight it's all out. So
I'm gonna get an email after this one, and then I'm gonna get reblocked right after they send it.
We don't know how that goes at all.
Okay, we're gonna quit while we're ahead. But you're joining us behind the paywall at some point, just for kicks. It's fine. It's fine. All right, Firefighter Jon, thank you once again. Hey, everyone, don't be an idiot, right?
Be safe.
Hey, Firefighter Jon, everybody. Are we calling him Fire Guy Jon? Fireman Jon?
Firefighter Jon. Jon the Firefighter. Okay.
Jon
he's the man.
Jon the Fireman Jon.
Not only does he have good picks for fireworks that include Taylor Swift, but hey.
Okay, I know I complained about Taylor Swift, but it was one of her not good songs. Shake It Off.
Yeah, it was like a breakup song about Jake Gyllenhaal. I know, yeah. I get it.
I'm trying to figure something out because his voice was so familiar.
Yeah, right? But
maybe if you close your eyes and listen to his voice, maybe that will kind of jog your memory.
Good thing this is on a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say thank you to Jon, but I pay taxes, and I think that's thank you enough. So,
Spencer's like, it's your civic duty to be on this podcast. All right.
That's how Patreon works too, right?
Listen, once again, be safe this 4th of July. And if you're listening a little bit after, be safe. And also follow like the days when to stop lighting fireworks, everybody. And don't be a dummy. But love ya.
Mm-hmm. Keep all 10 of your fingers.
Right? Okay. So with all that said, Josh, lead us out.
You've just listened to The Other Show, starring Kent Dunn, Josh Hansen, and Spencer Myers. The Other Show is produced by Kent Dunn, Josh Hansen, and Spencer Myers. Show design and audio editing is done by me, Josh Hansen, and sales manager is Spencer Myers. The Other Show is generously supported by our friends on Patreon. A huge thank you to our Friends with Benefits tier. These friends are contributing a minimum of $25 a month, which in return comes with some rather significant benefits, including the weekly off-the-cuff episodes of The Other Show, monthly bonus episodes, quarterly live Q&A shows, and exclusive swag and perks. A huge thank you to our favorite Brit, Jonathan Vaskar, the lovely and talented Mrs. Robinson, the one, the only Chris Anderson, Brandon from Popfly Cards, Lady Terry A. Finley, the proud Disney mom, Tanya Budge, the other Keith Brown, it's Rick, not Dick Smith, Dave, and of course, our newest friend with benefits, Melanie Milring. To support The Other Show on Patreon, visit patreon.com/The Other Show to join. Please rate, review, and subscribe to The Other Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or wherever podcasts are found. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. To better connect with us and other fans of The Other Show, join our Facebook group, The Other Group. For past episodes, links to our other shows, and to shop for show swag, visit our website at theother.show. And remember, when you're not listening to me here on The Other Show, you can hear me on my other show, The Party in the Back.
You can hear me on my other show, Baconsale.
And you can find me counting past 5.